The president, caught up in the magnificence of the moment, unable to achieve his agenda, he turns his attention to college football and the rules by which they shall play. You know, this man is fascinated by rules, isn't he? He seems to think it is about what he wants. He seems to think it is about, well, the government knows best in everything, including football, for God's sake. Folks, I don't mean to seem in any way brittle about this, but is anyone getting tired of this fella just holding forth on the behalf of the United States government on just about everything under the sun? Is there some room in this country for the private sector? Is there some opportunity for entrepreneurialism, innovation, individual thought, freedom of thought and expression? Is there any room left for, say, America in America? That would be nice, wouldn't it? This guy is the subject of so much. I have got here a ream of paper, and computers filled with analysis of the weekend's writings and musings and the chattering class's views and analysis of Barack H. Obama. What it amounts to is not many of them get the joke. The joke here is he has only one agenda, and that is a hard left turn for this country. It isn't about health care. That is not an end. That is a means to an end. He is not particularly interested, I believe, in cap and trade. Climate change is an opportunity. It is, it's interesting to me. I don't hear many people in the chattering classes, if you will, the intelligentsia who flock to those Sunday political talk shows like moths to flames. But I don't hear a lot of discussion of the old Rahm Emanuel maxim, which is never let a crisis go to waste. I think that maxim is how this administration and this Democratic leadership first found themselves at the precipice. They decided to take advantage of crisis. They thought that they could take at least an emergency that is a financial and economic emergency that was at least the worst in 25 years and turn it into a hard left turn through stimulus spending, turning over all sorts of pork barrel spending to their friends and allies, and then doubling up on that and talking about health care and, oh, yes, we've got to get cap and trade through. And by the way, they are not even blushing about the fact that the UN climate panel was basing much of its policy decisions on pure ignorance. And the head of the intergovernmental panel on climate change, this fellow's a beauty. He knew that all of that information about the glaciers in the Himalayas melting was pure bunk. Do you know that he didn't say a word in advance of Copenhagen? Apparently because he's afraid that a few people there might find it unsettling to have the orthodoxy questioned and for it to be revealed that much of its nonsense is pure bunk and the other part that is pure bunk is just simply nonsense. A student newspaper was the basis for those claims. He knew that and never said a word. That's the kind of intellectual integrity and principle you find in the United Nations, not only in the intergovernmental panel on climate change, unfortunately, but across the broad sweep of that pathetic institution.